Here.
All right, prior guests to speak, do you want to go ahead, who's going over the Girl Scout?
I can just go over, so the Girl Scout fundraiser is a part of the big packets. They're in the audience as well. So the fundraiser is June 22nd on a Sunday from 12 to 3. It's $10 for the lunch. The fundraiser is to raise the funds to pay for the ADA compliant swing set that the Girl Scouts got approval to help raise those monies. The village will actually help as well, and then we can move forward with getting that ADA compliant swing set in the park. So that's a part of that. And then any questions, you can see Tiffany Shipley and or myself.
Are you okay, Mike, with staying a few extra minutes until they wrap up
Yeah.
swearing in?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
I didn't want to keep
Appreciate
you guys longer than you
I
planned on.
appreciate that, thanks.
Attending.
No,
Okay, you're good?
I'm
Okay.
staying.
All right, all right, so we'll skip over for now and then we'll go as soon as Matt comes out. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 22nd, 2025 regular council meeting.
Second.
Scott?
Don't think that was it
No,
that way.
Gotcha. Sherry?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
David?
Abstain. I haven't had time to review them.
All right. Marilyn?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Are you ready to do the swearing in, or the promotion?
Yes.
Promotion. Is Mike ready?
Yep.
Okay.
This is you now. You're doing that.
Oh,
I'm not doing
Sorry,
it.
you
I'm
just
sorry.
sat down, I'm sorry.
It's the same thing, it's just a sergeant instead.
All right, raise your right hand.
I,
Your name,
Mike Bussinger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to affirm that I will
to affirm that I will
support the Constitution and laws
support the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the laws of the state
the Constitution of the laws of the state
of Ohio,
of Ohio,
and the laws and ordinances
and the laws and ordinances
of the village of Windham,
of the village of Windham,
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
will faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of Sergeant Full-Time Police Officer
of Sergeant Full-Time Police Officer
for so long as I remain in office.
for as long as I remain in office.
Effective this day, May 27, 2025, you are a full-time sergeant.
Thank you, sir. I gotta sign too.
Fiscal officer report, this time there's actually an attachment as well. So I'll just go over some numbers. So this is as of May 23rd, which is Friday. Income and property tax collected year to date, $207,000, $242.78. Total revenue collected year to date, $617,534.65. Expenditures year to date, $716,172.21. Again, there's an actual report that breaks it down this time with each fund, so general fund, street, highway, things of that nature, as well as zoning, fund in the Sun Community Center, and housing, since those were some questions that were asked at the last meeting.
Okay. All right, is there any old business or topics that we would like to discuss tonight? All right, as far as the president's report, I did want to give an update on the grant that we've been talking about for the Parks and Rec. After further investigation, some of how the grant works is we fund it first, they reimbursed us from things that we understand. Sometimes it takes over a year to get reimbursed for your funds. So we decided not to go with that grant, but we do have another grant that Deanne just found, so I'll call you Belinda. And it's a $50,000 grant. So we're gonna work towards this grant and working towards applying for this grant versus the other one. Again, didn't really want to tie the funds up because we could only allocate the $20,000 that we had in there in the Parks and Rec for upgrades, and they would only give us $20,000. And I'm not 100% sure, in talking with Todd, that they would have been able to split the grant and only give us 20,000 because the grant was for 40,000. So there was a little bit of logistics behind why we decided not to go forward with that grant, but there is another one that we are gonna pursue, so we'll continue to work on that. The only other thing that I have is I am, planning on attending on June 16th. I believe maybe Scott, in the past, you have attended them. It's, from Rita. It's, with our
Yeah.
finances and those type of things. I really don't know what to expect, but I plan on being the representative for the village
It
for
is
this
a
meeting.
packed event with officials.
Yeah, it's all government stuff,
Oh,
so
right.
it sounds like
It's
very
interesting.
informative, so,
Yeah,
I'll be
it's
attending that on June 16th and hopefully come back with
Yeah.
some additional information to be able to share with everybody. That's all I have.
Alright, thank you.
Okay.
Dispatch, police, fire and rescue, Terry.
Okay, first you can mark off the fire and rescue reports. I didn't have them from the last meeting. They had a glitch on their computer, so I didn't get the minutes, so I will do both months next month, okay? Dispatchers, police. It's motion to accept the dispatchers' reports for February, March, and April of 2025.
I'll second.
Scott,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Mayor's communication, we had the parade yesterday went well. I think there was only one injury to the kids, which is very small, cause normally a lot of kids get hurt. Boys pushing people off, stuff, that's being weird. But, no, it was a very good turnout for the public. I did speak with the family of the owners of the restaurant for a brief second. They're doing stuff in there, so that should be swinging off soon. What else do we got?
Is that the Mexican restaurant?
Yes. And then I did speak with the school about trying to get some kids. Verbally, there's 3 or 4 kids that said they wanna do it, so we just have to make sure they get that paperwork in within these next day or two
Yeah, they
when they
can
have school.
come here and we have the packets as well.
Is that this?
Yes.
Okay.
So, other than that, no, we're good to go.
Well, how about the cleanup we did?
Oh, yeah, the children's cleanup, the last week, that was, the
Very
good
good.
children did very well. Very well, respectful, as always, they did good. They went around town, did the park, did the sign, and then they did, they washed the vehicles.
Yeah.
So they did all that stuff, so we're good to go. All right, 9, finance, David.
Motion to approve fiscal officer's expenditures as received and expected to date 2025 and approve to pay the bills as received.
Second.
Okay. Scott,
Yes.
Sherry, Cheryl,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Motion to approve fund status report as received ending 5/23/25.
Second.
Scott,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Utilities, Scott, or Maryland, sorry.
It's okay. So, Mac had called me earlier in the week and we have a lady that is having problems with her electric. So I'm suspecting it's a bright speed issue again. She's got a hole in her backyard around her box where they were digging up. Now, I talked to her, but I did not ask her if she called the electric company. So I tried to get a hold of her today. Of course, the holiday weekend, nobody was gonna answer, as far as the electric company. And I don't think I can call either, cause it's not my account. So anyway, I left her a voicemail. I tried to call her back. left her voicemail, and, she didn't answer, so I just gave her all the information that I had, because I did tell her I would get back to her, so I did. David, what I wanna know is what's going on with that Brightspeed, cause Max said we had a community complaint against them. Do we have like a list of people that's, no, do we?
We sure do.
Okay.
Did you give her my phone number, or?
I did give her
Okay.
your phone number, cause that's what Mac told me to do, so.
Yeah, if I get her information,
Okay,
I'll give her a call.
okay,
We have a list running. I have everything that's been turned in me so far, so that way I can keep track of it. Been told that payments were sent, and as of yesterday, I don't know if anybody has gotten payments.
Okay.
Or received payments, I should say. So I know that the damage is all still there. They have not came out to remedy
do
anything.
anything,
So I'm kind of just hitting a brick wall with talking to Rodney, who we talked to and sent a letter to and everything else, and he just keeps telling me they'll be here and the payments will be set.
Okay.
So at this point, I don't know where else to go.
I don't know that there's anywhere else we can go.
Right,
Right,
that's-
Mac, is that what, I mean, they'll have to
That's
take legal
right.
action, still have to.
Yep.
Did you follow up with anyone that might have gotten a payment?
Yeah, so I've sent out a text and I've called a couple people asking, hey, have you received anything? And they said, nope, nothing yet.
How
well,
about the gentleman that had the big complaint? It was,
a couple $1,000 that he had,
Yeah, all of them are substantial. They range from,
Pretty big ones.
3,000 down to 950.
oh, okay.
So the invoices I've received are between that area, and then like Miss Berretti has, damage to her fence and yard. There's other people that have damages to their yards. There's big holes, in the yards and stuff, and they just still haven't been out. Haven't seen a truck since the other crew left.
right,
And they still have the two big, wires of conduit over there in the Sparkle parking lot.
Yeah,
That I imagine is abandoned now because those guys aren't gonna come back from wherever, I think it was Kentucky
Somewhere
or
like that.
South Carolina
Somewhere
or
in the
something
south,
like
yeah.
that
Mhm.
to get that stuff, so.
so Charles, we have no recourse for this,
The village doesn't individually, no. The
okay,
individual property owners do.
And I've been telling the individual property owners, I said, look, the village does not
Okay.
have any recourse. Our furthest we've went and will go is having our solicitor send a letter in the mail
letters, yeah,
asking them to take care of it, and that's as far as we go. They'll have to file with
Okay.
Portage County in a civil suit,
okay.
correct?
Yep.
Alright, and, the other question I had was, so Ryan, I noticed the hydrant down here on Main underneath the Turnpike Bridge is hooked up to, so is there a meter there then, like we talked about, or?
Yes.
Cause I didn't really see one, but I didn't really stop to check it out neither, I just saw the hose.
Yeah,
Okay.
the meter's up top.
Okay, how's it going with that? Alright,
Really, they're using a lot of water.
yeah, okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it.
Alright, well, that's the only really questions I have about, as far as the utilities go, so.
Alright, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Level safety and service, Sherry.
Alright, this is a final read, this is ordinance 2025-3, an ordinance establishing chapter 404 of the codified ordinance of the village of Windham entitled Impounding. Again, chapter 404, see exhibit A. This is a motion to accept the ordinance 2025-3.
second.
I have one question real quick on that, and that's just on the finance side before we actually vote. Is this gonna be put into it, like, just the general fund under police, or is this gonna be under a separate?
There's already an account there that says impound lot.
Okay,
And we're actually looking into, all paid, since the consumer pays for the, service itself, that we can get an account under all paid just for the impound itself,
okay,
so we can accept the
So I'm not
credit
taking so
cards.
much money in.
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Scott,
yes,
Sherry,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes,
David,
yes.
Marilyn,
Yes,
Terry.
Yes,
Alright, motion to approve the ordinance 2025-3.
Second,
Scott,
yes,
Sherry. Yes. Cheryl,
yes,
David,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Sherry. 12, economic development, Terry.
Okay, this is the second read for ordinance 2025-5. It's an ordinance amending section 123.01. Its posting of ordinance is in a village. And we've got Village of Windham website, Facebook social page, police department, Circle K, and Renaissance Family Center. This is just the second read.
So before we get to our third read, Charles, can you change the language, and it says on C, Village of Wyndham Police Department, 9083 North Main Street?
Which particular ones do you wanna use? You wanna use the Village of Windham website, correct?
Yep.
But let me just ask you this question, if I remember correctly from going to the,
We don't have to use any of them.
the regional planning, we don't have to use any of them. We can just do the Facebook post, and that is actually, we're within compliance, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So do we really even need this legislation, or can we just remove this ordinance?
I would pass the legislation stating how you're gonna comply with the statute,
I mean,
and that's how you do it.
Okay.
I do still
But we
think
don't-
it's
you don't
good
need
to
to
at
have
least
5
post
posting.
one somewhere in the village,
I think
because
it's-
not everybody's on Facebook, but
I agree.
I think it's best practice to have them in 3 spots.
I
So
would
I
agree
put it
with
on
that.
your
I don't
website,
think we need
Facebook,
5,
and then
but
at
yeah.
the police station,
Yep.
and that would probably be sufficient.
Okay, so can we just remove Circle K and the Renaissance Center?
That's
That
what I,
way,
yeah. I mean, I think that's a
village-owned
good idea.
property, we don't have to ask for permission to post it,
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
you'll do the Village of Wyndham website, the village Facebook page.
And do we want the
And
police
then-
department, or do we want the administration building?
I think it would be a good room to have both.
I would say
That's just
both.
my thought.
I'm fine with that, just as long as it's in there right, with the right addresses.
So the police department, and the address for the police department is?
9015 Maple Grove Road.
What is that, Eddie?
9015.
9015.
Maple Grove Road, and then the
What about-
administration?
Oh gosh, I haven't read it. 9083.
9083 North
9083.
Main
Yeah,
Street.
see, I remember.
Yeah, it's the one right.
I haven't used that address in a while.
Okay.
Thank you,
Well, the
Charles.
final read. Yep.
Thank you, Terry. 13, personnel, Scott.
Well, I'm just gonna refer to the mayor. We had a movement on a new zoning inspector.
His name is Wesley Ransom.
Okay.
You hired him?
Yes. So he should have came in today.
He has his packet.
He came in to get all this stuff, so he's gonna do his background check and all that stuff, and when he's done with that, we'll, introduce him at the next meeting or whatever.
Yeah, I like
It's
that.
old, but it needs to be.
So I'll make sure all that stuff's
That's
done.
good.
Background check and drug test, is that still gonna be like we talked about back in June or July of last year? UH Corporate Health and the Sheriff's Office?
He has, yeah.
Those are the two
that-
that
that's
we
yeah,
have
what
the
it is.
contracts with. The only thing with UH is they're taking forever to bill us for anything. Even mine, I mean, it was 90 days ago, but I still haven't even got my bill.
Okay.
So they told me they were 8 months behind on billing, which for me is concerning.
I just haven't seen anything since Brandon's for the background check on the payment listing for the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah,
So
that's,
some of
Hers
the
are free.
sheriffs we don't have to pay for because Addie is
Anything
writing
that's
the letter.
police doesn't have to, or like if she does the clerk, she doesn't have to pay for a background check.
Okay.
But the other employees would have to if they're not doing it like police business.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I have.
What about the water superintendent? What have we
There's,
done on him?
I was gonna ask about that, and,
It's
well, I guess
still-
that's under personnel.
Yeah.
yeah, it's still.
Tony, you're asking wrong, why are you looking at me?
No, I'm just, Scott's a person.
Yeah, I think that'll be talked about later.
Do we, talk about it later then?
There's really nothing, new that, I haven't been in the last 2 meetings, but, you need an update to where we're at?
Yeah, we've posted for it, right?
Yeah,
Yes, on it.
Okay, any,
No applicants?
yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
Just one from Ontario.
yeah,
Ontario, Canada,
that is correct.
But
hire him tomorrow, okay?
we'll have something for you by the committee meeting.
Okay,
Have you reached out to the EPA director? She got you a list?
okay.
All right, that it, Scott?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Parks and Rec, Cheryl?
I don't have anything at this time.
Thank you.
Do we need more urinals or porta johns for the Fun and Sun event, or?
Thought we were gonna get 2 more, that's what we talked about. I thought,
I wasn't at the last one in this.
yeah, we didn't have one, Thursday, so yes, there,
So we want,
I thought
two
so,
that are
but let me,
good, then add
let's
2
confirm
more.
with Brittany.
Yeah, let's
Confirm with Brittany.
I just remember last year that was
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that
The
came up.
bathrooms
and-
I don't
were
trust that
breaking up,
bathroom. No,
yeah.
that
No.
bathroom.
Yeah, it was a train wreck.
And honestly, I think we should just keep locked, because unless somebody's standing there monitoring, the kids went in there and destroyed it last year. And then it was overflowing and everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get you those. We can't have them back there, cause that's where the fireworks, cause after a certain time, we weren't allowed to go back there, so.
You could put them close to where the bathrooms are
You
now,
gotta do
like
is-
the normal
it's
bathrooms,
abuse.
Yeah.
but just.
Maybe
right
right
Let's
there
say
in
on
the
the
grass
spot.
area,
We
yeah,
could just do a line along right there, so that way everybody knows, hey, this is where the
Right.
bathrooms are.
yeah.
Right.
That'll work.
Right.
Thank you. Planning Commission, we don't have anything. Police?
I don't, nothing. I'm just here.
I do.
Police?
Yeah, I'd like to read something, actually.
Should we do it at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do it at the end.
We have a special,
Okay.
At the
I don't know
end
how
for
this
the
works, so
public
this is
to
my first
speak.
time attending, but yes, I
Yeah.
definitely.
at
like
the
my
end,
turn.
there's a spot for the public to speak on.
Perfect.
17, zoning. You got anything?
Glad to see the new guy coming.
Did you get my request for the,
I just.
Permits?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get them for you.
thank you.
Alright, housing, Jamel had said he had something, but he'll do it the next meeting. He had a baseball game. And then village administrator, Ryan?
I ain't got a lot. The only thing I got is, I got an email today, from OPWC for the road surfacing. We gotta change the language in there. Charles is gonna get the, resolution for us, so if we could have a special meeting at the, committee meeting, so that I can get it passed and get it sent in, so we don't miss that funding for the resurfacing.
What roads are that again?
It's, Cloverleaf, Green Meadow,
All the circles.
and then all the circles in the new home.
Community,
Wilburn.
community,
And they sent the authorizing legislation language that they want, so we'll get that whipped up ready for you guys to come in.
Is this full pavement? Or just repairs?
No, this
Full
is
pavement.
full pavement.
Okay, I was just confused there for a
And
minute.
that will cover the aprons too, like leading into them, right? Off of Blanton? Like it won't just be the round part of it? Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I'm assuming.
I hope.
no, we're talking Blanton now,
So Blanton covers all your circles,
No,
except
not
for
Bland.
Wilburn Spur.
Listen,
Just
it's
the circles.
Cloverleaf, Green Meadow,
yeah,
Wilburn Spur, Wilburn Circle, Linden, Maple,
Hickory,
Hickory, and Oak. Circle.
okay, all the circles in there,
Yeah.
all right,
I was just saying off of Blanton,
oh,
because when you leave Blanton, there's an apron that goes into the circle. and
Right.
Wilburn's is absolutely shot. It's terrible.
Yeah.
We want a special meeting for this prior to the
Yes.
committee
Yes.
meeting.
Yes, so we'll have to advertise, well, right, 5:30,
It shouldn't take long, we're just
we'll have to
also.
advertise for that.
Okay.
Brian, the 2 holes that's on Blanton, that'll be hot patch.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob.
Yes, that's something different than what they're doing, but yes, I got quotes coming for all those, so as soon as I
you
get
haven't
them.
heard anything from Hard Labor yet?
Yeah, we went and looked at it, he hasn't,
Okay.
He hasn't sent me the quote yet, but we went around and looked at every one of them, I showed him what we need, so as soon as I get that, I'll get it to you.
You did, Wolf Road?
Okay, good.
It's right in the middle of the road down there.
Yep, every day.
So for right now, that's all I got.
Alright, thank you. Solicitor's report, Charlie.
The only thing I have is the first camera ticket hearing is coming up this Thursday, in front of Magistrate Smith in Portage County. Typically, these aren't paid through the court if we come to settlement on the ticket, which is typically what happens. So I would need Deanne, they'll probably call you for it. So I don't know, are you set up to take credit card payments, things of that nature?
Maybe check,
So they'd have to do it by check?
that's what I would, and make it out to
We
the.
need to look into it and then you just charge the person
Yeah,
the fee for
We
that.
have a call into all paid for like a general.
That's what,
Yeah.
yeah.
As well.
Well, that's good to know, because if it has to be by check, then I'll tell them that they have to mail it in.
I would
Now,
say
that
check
would
would
be the
be,
best.
yeah.
Okay,
Check
or
would
can
be
they
better.
bring cash in?
If they wanna come down here, I think between
Sometimes.
Addie and us, we can accept it.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to decide too, is where's the money going?
Yeah.
Is it going to you
Doesn't
or
that
is
have
it
its
going
own
to
fund
Addie?
too?
The court fines all go under the same
Wow.
account code, so whether Addie accepts it there or say
I
they
always give
come
her the
here,
money
it's all going
anyways.
under the same account code. We'll use
Okay.
their ticket number to decipher how that works when they come.
I turn any money in to Deanne that I get,
Okay,
so.
I just wanna make sure, like, if people have questions, we can tell them, hey, you go here or here, but then it gets confusing, I just
It
wanna
does.
make sure that,
We're hoping to streamline it with the credit card payments
Yeah,
and things of
that
that
would be
nature.
great.
That would
Make it a
be
lot
really
easier.
nice. I think it would be nice.
Yeah, it will be. Work in progress,
If you, at any point you have credit card capability, let me know.
for sure.
Okay.
Charles, when you go for those hearings, how much does that cost the village for you to go before like your travel time, like essentially from there and back?
Well, you don't pay for travel time.
Okay.
In my contract for criminal cases, which is the minor misdemeanors,
Mhm.
it was 95 an appearance.
Okay.
This is a special statutory proceeding, it's not criminal, so technically it would be under my civil rate. I don't charge you that, I charge it under my criminal rate, because I akin them to the same process,
Okay,
so it's 95.
thank you.
That it, Charles? Thank you, sir. Alright, last chance for council to speak.
So I would try to recover that.
Right.
That's the only ticket we do.
I have a couple things if you guys.
Oh, yeah, no, the rest
Yeah,
of them.
the rest of them are, they've paid their tickets.
So
There's
you're-
only been one person that's fought it.
You've only had one appeal out of how many so far?
I would say close to 100.
And how much are the tickets averaging, Abby?
They're, 150
They're 150?
to 200, but most of them are 150.
That's good.
I just wanna make sure we weren't losing money, which,
In
I
the
feel like
overall,
for
I think
one-
you need to look at it as the overall process rather than just the one ticket per appearance.
right, and that's what I was making sure there was just one and not everybody's.
Oh, no, not
No,
everybody's
they
fighting it.
won't.
no.
Okay.
The percentages, I think, is
That's
around,
first.
typically it's
I
around
got
14 to
court
20%
costs,
appeal it. Obviously, your numbers are showing
Yeah.
less than that.
Most people have already paid, so.
So you'll have a better idea by the end of summer kind of how you're doing. I expect to see more though. One is not.
Right.
Right.
I was averaging, and it depends also on how often you guys are running them, which is a different issue.
Yeah.
I saw that, Steve was doing it himself.
Yeah.
So, how much you run them, how many you actually issue. So you'll have a percentage of that.
Cool. So we'll have that report, you saying? Like, will we get a
I
report?
don't have that report.
Oh,
We
okay.
can get that.
I have
Oh,
access to
Yeah,
it.
we have
Okay.
access to it.
You're really early in the infancy yet. so-
Yeah.
There's not enough of it yet to
Right.
know, but.
Yeah, I'm not asking right now.
I would say give it 6 months active, then it would be a better number to go with.
Yep.
And I can tell you how many
Don't
times
give
I'm
them a
going.
date, cause they'll come the day after.
I would say
That's the
6
wrong
months,
stuff.
but
Summer, you're gonna get more because you have more daylight, which means you can run it more often. In the winter, you run it less because you have less daylight.
yes,
And also snow coverages,
It
things
doesn't
of
work
that
at-
nature.
night.
We
The
don't-
one that we have right now does not work at night.
You have peaks and
Right.
then it's also how much personnel do you have to be able to sit there and do it.
Run it.
So it's a balancing act.
Yes.
I've done this.
I have a couple things if nobody else
Go
knows.
ahead.
Where are we at with the hydrant? Did you go spin it? Andrew go spin it? Anybody?
No, we got like 7 inches of rain, so we're worried too much about fire, so,
They worried about fire with over 600,000 gallons of water?
yeah.
The water main break, still flowing water down the road?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Bright Drive.
It's not horrible, and we're gonna get to it. We gotta get this grass caught up.
That leads me to the next one. Do we have weed eaters?
Yes.
Are we going to weed eat out here in the parking lot, or administration building where everybody comes in?
Yeah.
Okay, cause I noticed half of it was mowed and then it just stopped, and there's
Yeah.
like 30 feet of 4-foot tall grass.
The neighbor, I think, just like kept going.
Yeah,
Or
well, bless their heart, I appreciate them stepping up. Do we have weed killer?
No,
Can we get some?
no,
Can't spray weed killer,
we're not allowed.
not even the Roundup you can buy from the
I
hardware store.
don't think so. I think we gotta be certified
You
for
gotta be
that.
certified to spray.
Okay, can we get somebody certified?
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean,
Why do you have to be certified?
If you,
I don't even,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to talk to Randy or somebody.
I shouldn't need to spread.
Yeah,
He can look into it, the council would have to approve it.
Okay, cause I mean, the gravel lot looks absolutely terrible out here. Instead of doing all this hot patch, can we just buy cold patch and put it in and get by for another year or something like that? Cause I feel like the hot patch is gonna probably be like $40,000 for all we have to.
no way.
How much?
I bet you it's gonna be probably $6,500 to $7,500.
For all the potholes in the village? Okay.
Wolf Road.
Yeah. The garage doors we bought for here and the Quonset hut, where are we at with that? Are we selling them gut deals?
Yeah, they're on
or-
up deals now, right?
I'm still waiting for you to give me the information for the Quonset hut to post it.
I'll give that to you today. So,
Okay. And then did you get an update on the repair clamp that we owed Garrettsville?
no.
Okay. And then, what was the other one? Oh, do we have an update on the investigation? This has been.
Is this about me?
Yes. there's-
Okay, well, I wanna ask that we just quit talking about that in like a council meeting. If anything happens, then you guys can be like notified, but I'm tired of getting my name like smeared. So,
Anything involving that should do it through executive
yeah,
session.
it's gotta stop.
Involving
This is crazy.
Okay, so, alright,
But since you already answered no.
thank you.
Quit asking.
That's all I have.
Anyone else?
No, I don't have anything.
Public? Could you state your name and address?
Natasha Thomas, 9137 Maple Circle.
Thank you.
Alright, the issue. While driving with my 2 children in Windham, Ohio, we were suddenly pulled over by an officer who yelled at me as if I were a misbehaving child. The aggression and intimidation were so severe that my 9-year-old had a panic attack, resulting in him vomiting from fear. Despite explaining to the officer that I bought the car with the window tint, asked him to gauge it, and then he said he would and then refused. This is not an isolated incident. The officer in question has a history of misconduct, and I have the proof of that, not just what I posted on Facebook. I actually have the proof from an attorney from 2 places where he's been let go of. So, and pictures, reports, all of it, if you'd like to see it. He has been dismissed from 2 previous law enforcement agencies for similar behavior. Nonetheless, he continues to operate within our community, spreading fear, discomfort among the residents in Windham. Law enforcement officers are sworn to protect and serve their communities. Any deviation from this mission is unacceptable. The continual presence of an officer who regularly harasses the community and members and undermines the public trust and safety. It is crucial that Windham, Ohio takes immediate action to hold this officer accountable and ensure that the rights and well-being of our residents are prioritized. I do not feel safe with this officer. My children do not feel safe with this officer. And there's a lot of other people that feel the same way.
Okay, like I spoke to you about at the station.
I still don't have my,
I did reach out to Rick. He was supposed to contact you after.
I don't want him to contact me after what you seen he did to me the last time.
Well, I mean, we can go from there. I'll ask him again when that could be ready for you. You can watch that.
I can see why his officers think it's okay to act the way after he treated me that way.
What I will do is, like I said, I have to talk with him in the morning on a different subject anyway, so I'll talk with him in the morning, see where we're at on that. As far as, your safety, there's, Facebook is a message board for people to say and do as
I can
they
give you
please.
the reports, there's
No,
more coming. I have
I
35 pages of reports
Ma'am,
with pictures.
Ma'am, I'll let you speak, can I just keep going
Yes.
for a second? All right, so people can do whatever they want on Facebook.
I know.
But in reality, and in town,
He put himself in danger.
people put complaints, we have a police station, people can file complaints, there's only one complaint.
And I tried to do that, I was chased out.
And I accepted it myself.
I know you did, but I was chased out, that is unacceptable.
I didn't
tried
chase
to
you
go,
out.
I know you
So
did.
yeah, let's make
I know
sure,
you
so
did
people
not.
don't, yeah.
You are the only one that
fine.
has been civil, but like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Something
when did
needs
this
done.
happen? When did this happen?
Do you have a date?
I do. March 31st. I've asked them to pull the cameras. I told them I'd pay the $75 for the camera ticket or for the videos. They won't give them to me. I was chased out by Rick, screamed at, cussed at.
I never said I wouldn't give them to you.
That woman right there, I believe, may have been a witness to it.
Can I have your name again?
Yeah, Natasha Thomas.
Natasha.
You didn't hear him call me a racist and tell me to
Ma'am.
get the F out of his lobby? Okay.
Ma'am, Ms. Thomas, so, like I said, I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow. We'll see where we're at on the tape progress with you. As far as your complaint, I did read over it. Like I said, I do take this all serious.
I sure hope you are.
But like I said, in the grand scheme of things, there's one complaint against this officer. For me to deem that he is unsafe for the community is very hard to do.
How many
with only
petition
one
signatures do I need to get him
I
fired?
watched, you can get signature, I can go get 100 signatures.
I have 100 right now.
But with that being said, I watched the video, I've
Did you
seen
watch
all
the
that
other
stuff.
officer's video as well?
I've watched the videos.
Hearns,
I've
I
watched
think
the
is his name.
videos, and like I said, I didn't see.
My rights were violated. My child is now
I
scared of the
saw-
police.
Like I said, I watched the videos, and it didn't really come up as really severe as what I would think to do anything to an officer. Like I said, maybe I'm missing something, so we'll
Maybe-
investigate even more.
Maybe because you're not the person on the other side of the window.
And
I'm
like I
a single
said-
mother with 2 kids in my car, and I'm being approached by a man who is screaming and yelling at me like this, swollen up on my window. How am I supposed to feel? You should not come up to a white woman with 2 kids in her car like that. I'm sorry, period.
Ma'am, color doesn't have.
It doesn't
anything to do
matter.
With this.
It
Like I
doesn't
said-
matter, period.
All right,
You're an
so-
officer, you're supposed to de-escalate. You're not supposed to escalate.
I
Like,
watched
when
the
you come
video.
at me like a
When
crazy
I watched the
person.
video, whenever, like I said, he approached your car, were you quiet when he came to your car?
He asked me, and he said,
No,
how's your day? And
no.
before I could even get my sentence out, he started screaming at me. So
All
yes,
right.
I said,
I'll look into it, I'll get back with you tomorrow. We only give our people 3 minutes to speak.
I would love for
Right
everybody
at
to see
time.
the video. I would.
Everyone is gonna see the
Okay,
video.
good.
I'm
I
gonna
hope
make
they
sure
do.
all of council sees this video, and then they all will be on the same thought process to see if you're violated in rights or whatever. Well, I'll get back with you. Like I said,
Okay,
this is a big process. I can't just make a decision today and then do this, do that. I'm gonna get back with you. Like I said, I'll take care of it.
Okay,
Everybody's entitled to due process,
I get it.
so,
Thank you.
have a good night, ma'am.
Yep, appreciate your time.
Fifth Amendment stuff, yeah.
On that subject, I will at some point, we'll have to set it up somehow, I'll bring T in here, or Addie bring it, however we gotta do it.
I can email it to
Yeah,
all of
just
them,
email
it
it
just
and
can't
we'll-
go farther than.
Yeah, don't share it.
No, we can't, no, we're all gonna watch it
I
together,
think
just
that's the
so
best. I
that,
don't think we
there's
should
no
email
way of that even
That's
happening.
what it is, an executive.
Yeah,
That's a good
Yeah.
like I said, you guys come up, I'm not gonna speak on it any further than that, you guys come up with your own opinion on what it may be. I didn't see any wrongdoing. I actually I seen the opposite, but that's whatever.
Same.
So instead of having to do a special meeting, could we do it to where it's not a quorum? Because I don't wanna push this off until next meeting. Would you agree? Or do you wanna do it at next meeting?
I mean, I could bring my laptop around to each one of you and show
Well,
you.
no, I'm just saying, if we can meet up and not have a quorum, then we wouldn't have to have a special
Right.
meeting to be able
You
to
can
watch
stop
it.
it and see it
Yeah.
at the office if you want to.
That works.
But that's all that it's for, it's not one of
We
those,
can
let's
stop
get
it
in
and
and
see
bother
it.
Addie while we're
Ju-
there.
yeah, it's only like a 10-minute video, it's not even that long, so.
I
Yeah.
was there in the office the day she was in there yelling, but I did not hear, I was not paying attention to their conversation, so I didn't hear it.
Anyone else? So we're on to the calendar, June 10th.
Amend it for the special meeting now.
So is that
All
gonna be
right, so we will have a
5:45?
special meeting at 5:45.
Okay.
That's for the amending of the,
Is that on the tenth?
yes.
Yeah.
And then we have, everyone's good with that, correct?
Yes.
I won't be here. I mean, I don't know.
You said it was a special meeting?
At 5:45, yeah.
I just
for
want to put it
the
on the
road.
Facebook page, that's, sure.
Is that enough time to get it in, Ryan?
At 5:45.
Or do you need a special meeting outside that?
Charles said it's only a 5-minute
Alright.
meeting.
I have the language now, it literally.
I just didn't know when it was due.
No, I mean,
Oh,
like, do
that's a
we need to
different
do like
question.
a,
Like,
like, we
they
can do
just
a
said as
special
soon as
meeting
possible.
like on Thursday or Friday of this week if you need it faster than that.
I'll call Mike Collins tomorrow, and if we don't have to, we'll just keep it for the 10th.
Then June 24th, 6 p.m.
Works for me. Oh, before we adjourn, I have not heard back on our liquor permit yet. So it is submitted, I just haven't heard back yet.
What's our turnaround time usually for that?
I thought it was 30 days.
It's usually 30 days, but I think last year was a little quicker.
It was quicker, remember, it was
Yeah.
right on a time crunch because of Mac, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Ooh.
What?
Aye.
What just happened?
Sounds like you got thrown on the bus.
All right,
I can blame the people.
I'd like to make a motion. All right, 6:43, I'd like to make the motion to adjourn the council meeting of.
I'll second.
Second.
Scott,
Yes.
Sharon,
Oh,
Cheryl,
Yes.
David,